Welcome back to Whose Line Is It Anyway? The show where everything is made up and the points don't matter. I don't know how many points to award because during the commercial I was taking off my pants. That's right.
Hi. Sorry to interrupt. We'll be back to the 24-hour Drew Carey Network in just a moment. But first, we've got a special offer for you.
You know, many people think accountants are boring.
Isn't it?
They are. But out of great boredom comes great songs, and we've come up with a 25,000-hour CD filled with songs of accounting.
For me, that brings back memories of big pants and shoes with fish in the heels.
Enough about yesterday. Every song a hit, every hit a smack. But you know what? I even have a song on this. Remember that?
You do not.
But we don't have time to listen to it. What we do have time to listen to is that great song from the swing era, Your Love Has Bankrupted Me.
Hey, Colin.
What, Ryan?
How much money would you pay for a 2-CD set like this?
Well, I don't know. $39?
Unfortunately, it's $69.95.
But I was talking $39 in a foreign currency, which doesn't quite
Add up to more than that. Hi, we interrupt the commercial to bring you another commercial. We've got an offer for you, over 500 songs on 50 CDs.
And what about? Why, our old friend, the bus driver. Throughout the ages, well, at least the ages where we had buses, the bus driver has been our friend. And we've had songs that went along with our bus driver friend. Remember this Michael Jackson hit, You're Not on My Route.
Route?
Route.
Michael Jackson, a wonderful singer and a great head coach. You know, there's a lot of songs that you won't hear in this country that we've taken from others. How much would you pay for a 5-CD set like this, or even a 50-CD set like this?
Why, I pay up to $50,000. But I'm an idiot.
And you're from Canada, so with the exchange...
I'm still an idiot. You know, when driving on the bus, or as our Canadian friends say, a boost, as our regular viewers know...
You made me giggle.
I know. As our regular viewers know, I'm a pretty hip, groovy guy. And I love the 80s funk.
Oh, who doesn't? I know, don't touch that channel. We've got a special offer for you. Songs of the Butcher, a 2-CD set. Nothing but hits. We've trimmed the fat.
Bell-bottoms, platform shoes, glitter, afros. But enough about Ryan. That also reminds me of disco. And one of the best hits on this 2-CD compilation set is the great disco hit, Tenderize This.
You know, as a special bonus, if you order by midnight, what will they receive?
They will receive it earlier than if they ordered it later.
That's right.
Now, a special bonus of these 2 CDs.
A bonus?
That's right. We have songs of relatives of famous people. Who can forget the famous song by Ray Charles' cousin, Buddy, Who's Got the Pork?
Hi, we'll be back to your movie, The Buns of Navarone, in just a minute. But first, get out those checkbooks, because we have got a deal for you.
Sand, water, mussels, gleaming things. It all spells the beach. And yet, the beach can be a dangerous place. That's why we have people we call lifeguards. And throughout the ages, lifeguards have been sung about in song and in song, because that's the only way you can sing about them.
A little less coffee next time.
I guess so.
That's right, different styles of songs all about the lifeguard. Who could ever forget that Grace, I say Grace because it's a gospel hit. Shark, shark, I think I see a shark. You know, there's over 300 songs on this TD. I'm having problems speaking
it's
today.
It's that darn coffee. Well, let's go right on to our next song. The great salsa hit, Son of a Beach. And if you order now, you can get the companion song to that, Two Thongs Don't Make a Tights.
Say, Cole, how much would you pay for a 2-CD set like this?
Well, I would pay upwards of $20.
How much do you think the average person would pay?
$89.
That's right. And that's what it is, $89. Hi. We'll return you to the 24-hour Drew Carey Network in just a moment. But first, have we got a deal for you?
For as long as there's been mail, there's been someone to deliver it. That's just a fact.
That's right, we've got over 300 hits on a 2-CD set. And Colin, these songs cover every postal worker through the ages.
That's right. Let's listen to our first selection, that great Latin song, Mail.
You know, Colin, these CDs make great gifts as well. Who could you give one to?
Why, if I had anyone in my life, it'd be them.
Hey, why don't you buy one for me this Christmas?
Sure, like I'm made of money. But let's get back to some of the tunes. You know, one of my favorite artists of all time made this little song. It wasn't one of her biggest hits, but one of her finest. And that, of course, is Tina Turner's, a close friend of Tina Turner's. Tina Turner's big hit. Hey, man, tie up your dog.
Hello, we'll return you to your movie, The Man Who Would Be Queen, in just one moment. But first, have we got an offer for you?
As long as there's been ant farms, there's been music about ant farms. And if that isn't the truth, it would be a lie. We have compiled an incredible collection of ant farm-related songs.
Over 50 songs on 49 CDs. You know, many songs are on this. One of my favorites, of course, is the French can-can number. Hey, look. Hey, look. Picnic. Hey, Carl, where's your favorite place to listen to this CD?
In the bathtub.
Really?
Yes.
How would I know?
We'll be back soon to the wildlife movie, Bertha the Dyslexic Effluent. But first, we have an offer for you will not believe.
That's right, Colin. Who could ever forget the sounds of the mechanic, the songs, the lyrics, the romantic ballads? I know I can't.
I can't, and I've been taking therapy.
I know as a small child growing up on the south side of Saskatchewan, we used to listen to the 70s funk hit, Check Under the Hood. Hey, I tell you, those songs are one bad...
Shut your mouth.
How much would you pay for a 4-CD set like this, Colin?
Well, gosh, I'd pay upwards of my life savings.
And that's all we expect of you.
You know, when I was a young boy growing up in the hood, I used to love the music of the street, and that's why my favorite song in this entire collection is Snoop Doggy Dogg's all-time favorite, I'm Gonna Lube You Whether You Like It or Not.
Shut up.
I am down with that. And they don't have to put a gun to our head to get us to say this.
That's right. You know, one of my favorite artists was Pat Boone.
Oh.
But unfortunately, none of his songs are on this CD. But what we do have is that great Stevie Wonder hit, Super Transmission.
Hi, we'll return you to your movie Hoedown, the Never-Ending Story in just a moment. But first, have we got a deal for you?
You know, throughout the ages, there have been songs celebrating the manly or womanly exterminator. And we have compiled over 15 CDs with every song imaginable. Hey, why don't you buy it? It's not gonna kill ya. You know, some of the greatest songs you'll ever hear are on this compilation. For example, the 40s. Oh, some of my best prenatal memories go to this. Wonderful big band instrumental, Snarky, the Mouse with PMS.
Boy, they don't make music like that anymore.
No.
You know, Colin, you're a child of the 80s just like me. And Lord knows we both come from the wonderful province of Saskatchewan, where our favorite type of movie was 80s rock music. And none was better than this #1 hit, They're in the Walls. We have mentioned so many songs here today. Can they all fit in one CD?
They can if you squeeze them hard and screw up with the sound quality.
Let's not talk about our personal life.
You know, lounge music. Lounge music is making a big comeback, and so it should. Some of my finest memories were of lounges, and of this particular song, that great lounge song, Rat's Life.
Aye. We'll return you to Suddenly Snoozin' in just a moment, but first, have we got a deal for you?
From the time I was born to the time I was died, and then I was reincarnated and come back as this, bowling has been a big part of my life. Sure, it's not really a sport, but it's got great music attached to it.
You're drinking coffee again, aren't you?
Yes, I am!
You know, the music of the bowling alley is loved all over the world, and no country loves it more than France, where...
Croissants go good.
You
with
bet
coffee.
they do. Oui, oui.
In a minute.
Who could ever forget that #1 French ballad, Spray Mon Shoes?
Hey, don't cry. You're not that good an actor. You know. We'll be right back to our nature documentary, Lippy, the lemming with an alternate lifestyle, in just a second.
You know, Colin, nobody likes to go to the dentist. But it might just be a little easier while listening to our 3-CD set with songs of the dentist.
Oh, are you kidding me?
No, I'm not. There's songs from all over the world on this, including that #1 salsa hit, Just Say No, The Cane. Boy, this is a great selection of songs, Colin.
Well, we wouldn't be selling it if it was bad. Neil Diamond, Neil Young, Paul McCartney, those are just some of the names of guys who can sing.
Boy.
That song never fails to bring a tear to my stomach lining. We'll be back to our nature documentary, Baggy, the anorexic elephant, in just a second.
You know... Hey, Colin.
Yes, Ryan?
Question. Is this CD set safe for the kids?
Answer, yes it is. And not only that, it's cholesterol free. All right, moving right along.
We put together 60 songs on a 2-CD set about the exterminator.
That's right, we have more hits than Dodgers opponents. Still brings a tear to your eye, doesn't
Sure
it?
does. Those days are gone.
Yeah. But are they? Yeah, they are. But you know, we have more hits than you can possibly think about. One of my personal favorite artists is the wonderful artist named Cher. And although I loved much of her late stuff, her early stuff was the stuff that I really, really loved.
It was good stuff.
Let's not say stuff anymore.
Okay.
But do you remember this great hit? Ants, Rats, and Gypsy Moths?
Hi. We'll be back to your special movie Full of Monty in just a moment. But first, have we got a deal for you?
The Beatles, Rolling Stones, Barbra Streisand, Bruce Springsteen. These are just some of the people who threatened to sue if we used their songs.
You know, there's so many hits on this song that it was hard to compile them in just this set. Tell me.
Boy, we should have songs of the English teacher to help you out.
Stop it now.
What are you doing?
My wife and I played that song at our wedding.
The marriage only lasted a week. You know, in the 1970s, when I was in high school, I belonged to a band called the Happy Funk Band. Until an unfortunate typo caused us to be expelled from school. But funk is still very close to my heart.
Hey, Cole, how much would you pay for a 500 CD set such as this?
I'm not telling you.
You know, Colin,
What, Ryan?
when I want to get romantic with the third wife, there's only one song that really seems to do it.
What would that be?
That would be the very romantic Neville Brothers hit, No more soft food for you.
And what we need from the audience is a suggestion of a sport. Golf. Golf, golf, golf. Golf, golf. Golf! Okay, the name of your album is Songs of Golf.
Hi. We'll return you to your regular scheduled program, but first, have we got a deal for you?
Okay. Golf. Just the sound of it makes you want to sing about it, doesn't it? That's why we've compiled over 3 songs, all to do with golf.
Oh, we've got another song.
4.
All I can say is thank God for technology. You know, Colin, growing up as a young boy in the wheat fields of Saskatchewan, I know I listened to a lot of the old beach hits, as you did.
Oh, nothing better than that surfing in wheat fields.
And I think one of my favorites is that big #1 hit, 4. Hi, we'll return you to your movie presentation of The Man Who Would Be Dong King in just a moment. But first, have we got a deal for you?
As long as people have been cracking each other's backs, it's set off music to make the heart sing. And we've come up with a collection of over 8,053 songs, all about the chiropractor and the job they do.
That's correct, Colin. And not just songs from here in America, but songs all from all over the world. Almost missed a word there.
That's because you're drunk. Shh, don't touch me.
Including that #1 hit tango song, Crackety Crack, Don't Talk Back.
Songs of the chiropractor is something you can... Now, I knew I should have taken a nip.
Sorry. Go. Songs of the chiropractor go back many years.
Do they?
Yes, they were. And I know as a young black child growing up in the Bronx, none was more popular to me than that boogie woogie hit, Is That a Bulging Disc, or You're Just Happy to See Me? Hey, Colin.
Yes, Ryan.
How many songs are on this Tootie CD set? Tootie CD set.
I mentioned it earlier. If you weren't listening, tough. Oh, have a coffee. Hi, we'll soon return you to the dyslexic theater production of Bitty Bitty Chang Chang in just a second. But first, we have a special offer for you.
My attorney got me $1 million. No, he didn't. But you'll feel like $1 million when you buy our new 3 CD set all about the attorney. 52 songs on 3 CDs. Huh?
Why, that divides evenly, doesn't it?
It sure does.
When I was a young boy growing up in a kibbutz, my grandmother used to sing me Yiddish folk songs about attorneys.
Really?
Yes. And the words still ring in my head as though it were 20 years ago. And one of my favorites of all time was Sue Him Big.
Suddenly I feel like having a matzah.
Oh, I miss my booby.
You know, this CD set is selling so good in the West and up north, but we're trying to get our southern friends to buy this too. So we're going to talk slower.
And now I'm gonna do this. My jug broke.
Just flip disc 1 over, you get the other half of that song.
That's right. It also comes with Dick Clark's practical jokes and jug band bloopers. You know, would you pay over $200 for this collection?
Well, I wouldn't.
And what about us who only have one network show? You know, when I was a young boy, I had a dog named Joe.
Oh.
And whenever he'd get too far away, I put on a Yoko Ono record and he would come running back really quickly. We'll We'll be back to our low-budget musical comedy, Three Brides for a Brother, in just a second.
You know, as long as there's been cheese and small salty fish, there's been pizza. People have loved it for centuries, or hundreds of years at least. You know, Colin, an interesting fact is pizza was discovered, or made first, not discovered because then it would be under a rock or something. Made first here in America and not in Italy as most people think.
I knew that.
Fun fact. You know, we put together all the songs about pizza that we could find, and that's 30 of them on this 2-CD set.
You know, when I was a college student, I used to go to the Alps, where I learned how to yodel and rescue people stuck in the snow. And that's why this next song holds a special place in my heart. That yodeling country and western song, Mozzarella la 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 la. Oh, that brings back memories of people being trapped in the snow and having to eat each other.
Good times.
I was in college during the 60s. There was a lot of protest around, but I was too busy organizing pep rallies. And that's why this next song, oh, I studied too. Studied very hard. I didn't get very far. Look.
You're doing just
Oh,
fine.
thanks.
Hey, Colin.
Yes,
You
Ryan.
think $60.95 is too much to ask for a CD set like this?
Certainly not.
Well, that's what it is then. $60.95. You know, Colin, growing up in the 40s, as I did, there's one song that's close to my heart to this day. It's a doo-wop hit. I don't know if you remember it.
No, I don't.
I don't either. It's a doo-wop hit, and its title is...
Oh, the anticipation is incredible. I bet it's going to be so hilarious.
Oh. Have I told you how much I love working with you? It's that doo-wop hit, Keep the Buck.
And what we need from the audience is a suggestion for a major sport. Football. In America, football is the big sport we like, so it's going to be football. So let's see, the album, song name of the album is Songs of Football.
Hi, I'm Neil Patrick Harris. Many of you know me from my days on Doogie Howser, but I'm here today with a great bargain for you.
Football and music, music and football. No matter what order you put it in, it makes no sense. But we've come up with over 13,000 songs based on football. Barbra Streisand, the Beatles, Rolling Stones, these are just some of the artists whose relatives perform on this CD.
You know, Colin, these songs aren't just loved here in America. They're loved all over the world. Colin, what comes to your mind when I say the word Kremlin?
Jack Sprat.
Who grew up in Russia? And Russia has its own version of a lot of these songs.
Really?
Yes, who could ever forget that #1 Russian ballad, Dallas 7, Green Bay 10. Don't tell me there weren't any effects from Chernobyl.
And if you order now, we'll send you free one of Ryan's style shoes, which comfortably seats 4. You know, we'll be right back to our nature documentary, Shlomo the Kosher Penguin, in just a second.
I'm 6'6", and I wore heels during that era.
You know, there are more songs on this CD compilation than...
It's a hard word, or it's not even a word, really. It's just 2 letters.
Perhaps I should get some help. You know, when I was a young Rastafarian, there is nothing I like better than listening to the reggae strains of Half-a-Phobia is Better Than None.
Hi, we'll return you to Suddenly Snoozing in just a moment. But first, have we got a deal for you?
The medical profession and music go together like French fries and bananas. But
Hey,
that...
Carl, are you talking doctors?
Yes, I am. Thanks for the help. You know, We have compiled a wonderful CD collection of music about doctors. The Bangles, the Beatles, the Rolling Stones. Those are just some of the bands that have been to doctors. They're not on the album, but still there is a connection. You know, in the 80s, there was a new wave, you could say, of music. New wave. Boy, those acting lessons really helped, haven't they? And one of the first groups doing that new wave music, of course, was Devo, and their great medical hit, HMO.
Good times.
Great times, I'd say.
Great memories. You know, I guess you figured out by now that Colin and I like to take in a lot of theater. And there's nothing we like more than show tunes.
Nothing.
That's... Sorry?
No. Yeah,
No,
we
you look like you had something urgent to say.
No, we have show
Oh.
tunes. I'm married.
And I think one of our favorites is Rodgers and Hammerstein's hit, Take Two and Call Me in the Morning. You know, the year that song was written, they were quite heavy into the bottle.
That's right. And funny enough, that show closed 3 hours before it opened. You know... You know... Oh, I need a doctor. Oh, break me up. You know, the 50s seemed to be the time when music and doctors really seemed to collide. Yeah. As we're going to see by this great hit by Chubby Checker, Cough While I Twist. Hi, we'll be back to the Friars Club roast of Nelson Mandela in just a second. But first, have we got something for you?
You know, if you've got drains and pipes, you've probably had a plumber over at one time or not in your life. And we've assembled over 6 of the greatest songs. That's right, 6 songs on 3 CDs. I can see you out of the corner of my eye.
I'm sorry, you just explained things too long.
6 songs, 3 CDs.
Was that so hard?
Go ahead. Well, let me go on and talk too much about some of the other songs that are on this CD set. You know, there's a lot of songs from this country, but we also have some international hits as well.
Really?
Including one that was on the charts in Germany for 43 weeks. We're talking about that #1 hit, that German drinking song, Who's Uncloggin'?
You know, we have more songs on this CD than you can possibly count. Well, that's not true, but it sounded good, didn't it?
Well, I said earlier there's only 6, but you just keep on talking.
What happened to you? Anyway, we have 6 songs, and we're getting close to the end of them right now. And one of the best songs in this album, it'll get your feet a-tapping and your nose a-twitching and other body parts doing various things.
Mine are starting.
That great 90s R&B hit, You Can't Flush Me Away.
Hi, we'll be back to our movie To Heck and Back in just a moment. But first, have we got a deal for you?
As long as there's been men in tights... Sorry, I was just picturing it. As long as there's been sweaty men in tights fighting each other and pumping into ropes and doing stuff like that, there's been hundreds and hundreds of songs written about them. From the early days of Greece to the later days of Pompeii. And even now, where people wrestle not only for profit, but for fun and to teach the young people that there's better ways of working out your problems than just talking.
I just sell the CD?
Oh, okay.
Apparently, our movie is over now. That's a lot more than just a bald kid playing a banjo.
That is absolutely correct. And if you order right now, you'll get the entire CD collection yesterday through a process we don't quite understand yet.
Very hush-hush.
Very, very hush-hush.
You know, Colin, this CD set is not just popular here in the United States. And when I say here in the United States, I'm counting Canada. No, it's popular all over the world, as is evident by this romantic Italian ballad. The romantic Italian ballad, Pile Driver. That brings back some memories.
Well, as our regular viewers know, I'm always right on the edge of hip. Or maybe right on the edge of hip replacement. It's hard to say. I'm joshing, of course. We'll be back to our nature documentary, Hood, the circumcised cobra, in just a second.
You know, sometimes there's jobs that the police can't do. That's where private eyes come in handy.
That's so true, Ryan.
They can be very useful. For instance, Colin, do you sleep in boxer shorts?
Oh, I'll never tell.
Oh, there's many songs about the private eye, and we've put together 365 of them on one CD.
You know, so many artists were clamoring to play on this CD. Well, usually the ones that were bankrupt. And that's why we've come up with MC Hammer's newest private eye song entitled Just Do Dustin'. Hi. We'll be right back to the Missing Letter production of When Harry Ate Sally in just a second. But first, have we got something for you?
Hey, Col, do
Yes.
you smell something? No, you don't. You don't smell smoke, do you?
No smoke, no.
That's because we have firemen to keep those type of things under control.
Why, that's right.
And we've composed 40 songs on 20 CDs all about the firemen.
You know, you can barely think about firemen without wanting to hum a song. Maybe that's just me.
What do you think of, Colin, when I say beaches and barbecues?
Cottage cheese. Nothing like putting the old cottage cheese on the grill and frying it up and...
You and your Canadian traditions. You know, it makes me think of the Beach Boys, one of my favorite groups of all time. And of course, that song of theirs that was on the charts for 43 weeks, Sliding Down the Pole. You can have your alternative music. Give me the Beach Boys any day.
Well, remember the restraining order. You know, I love the old rock, too. I love Queen.
Oh.
There's nothing better than singing in the shower with Queen.
Oh, and she has done such a job with England.
No, the band. The band Queen.
I know.
We're gonna have to call some firemen to put you out.
Mercury's rising. You know, that isn't the only song we have from faraway countries. No, you know, Latin music is so popular.
Oh, and people say Latin is a dead language.
No, it's not. It's a language too?
Yeah.
Latin pop is a music. It's music. And I think one of my favorite well, it's actually the only Latin pop song I've ever heard, but it is my favorite.
Keep going.
4 days on, 2 weeks off.
Hi, we'll be back to our politically correct production of The Good, the Bad, and the Beauty Impaired.
Hey, Col. Yeah. What's it make you think of when you hear this sound?
My heart after a big makeout session.
No, Safari, Col.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and we've got all the songs in the Safari, all 832 of them on a 2 CD set. Each song is not longer than 10 or 15 seconds. Sounds painful, but in a way, kind of cute. You know, if you don't want to laugh, then just don't laugh.
No, I felt it.
Don't
I
make me
thought.
look stupid.
All right. Yeah.
You know, there's songs on this CD set from all over the world. You know, I just returned from a trip to Jamaica.
Really?
And you know, reggae isn't the only music they play down there.
Get out of town and take a bus.
They have a little music style down there called Jamaican rap. And one of my favorite songs in the time that I was there was one of my favorites, Ants, Ants, Ants in My Pants. You know, Colin, we might have to put a label on this CD because I could have swore I heard the word ants home. I think I did.
Sometimes I just don't know about you. You know, I have many favorite artists. Van Gogh is one, but he didn't really sing a lot.
No,
But-
couldn't hear a word. Didn't have the ear
Yeah,
for it.
him and Beethoven.
Oh, I love that dog.
Anyway. But you digress. One of my favorite artists of all time is the wonderful, wonderful Tracy
I
Chapman.
knew you were going to say that.
You did not.
I did too.
You did not. And of course, her great safari-related song, Man, It's Hot. I will be right back to Rin Tun Tun, the dog that ate too much, in just a second.
Taxi! Taxi!
Hey, Ryan, what are you doing?
I can't seem to get a cab, Colin.
Well, maybe. That's because we're in a studio.
Oh.
Oh, well, we've come up with over 450 songs that relate music and the taxi driver. You know, I don't know if you know this, Ryan. Sorry, didn't mean to scare you because you're a big homophobe. You know, I grew up in the disco era, and one of my favorite disco people...
Yes, you did.
I loved the Bee Gees. I loved them before, and I loved them in the disco era. They were great. There were three of them. The brothers, Bee Gees. And they did a great cab driver-related song, which, of course, is, I'm telling you right now, I can't pronounce the driver's name. They were just ripping off Johnny Mathis.
Yeah. You know, there's no music like American music, is there, Colin?
Oh, good old US of A.
Yes, you know, I was a child, and I'm not afraid to admit it, of the 50s. And nothing... Oh, I don't mind telling you, I'm a little dizzy.
You know, for as long as I can remember, I've had memories. And one of my favorite was right after the disco era, I got into punk.
Oh.
I belonged to a band called Swollen Blister.
Really?
Yeah. We didn't do very well, but we got girls. And you'll catch girls if you play this wonderful punk song, your air freshener smells like crap. We'll be right back to our Fox premiere of Alien Oddities with E.T. the Extra Testicle in just a second. But first, have we got an offer for you?
For as long as men have walked this planet, women have walked it too. And we've compiled over 78 songs on one CD, all about women. I don't know about you, Colin. I love them.
I love them more. I'm not insecure about my sexual identity. I love women. Sleep. You'll forget I ever said that. Awake.
For as long as men have walked this planet, women have walked it with them. We've compiled over 78 songs on one CD, all about women. I don't know about you, but I love them.
Yeah, me too.
I don't think there's a better song than that 1984 Police hit. Hey, what's that? Yo!
Hey, Ryan. If Sting retires, will he change his name to Stung?
I don't think there's a better song that tells me what women are all about.
Sleep. When you awake, you will have great diction. Awake.
Then that Louis Jordan song, She's All mine. Chicken. Damn.
You know, one of my favorite styles is Zydeco because it starts with a Z and ends with a vowel. But that's just me.
Stung.
And one of my favorite Zydeco hits, of course, is that your feet are just gonna start tapping. Hot, hot fever, cold, cold chills.
Hi. We'll be back to your movie Out of Africa in just a moment. But first, have we got a deal for you?
You know, since Noah, there have been songs about animals, zoos, and zookeepers, and we have compiled the best of all possible animal-related songs on this. A very little CD that has over 150,000 songs on it.
That's right, Colin, including that #1 Miami. Wait. Apparently we have a special bonus. It's one of Drew Carey's cue cards, which has never been read. Some of these songs say a lot.
Oh.
I remember a protest song out of the 60s that I had on a record in the 60s.
Wow. What
That
kind of
is on
strange
this
coincidence
CD
is
set.
that?
That 1960s protest song, simply titled...
Oh, it's wonderful, isn't it?
Yes.
And if you order right now, it'll still take 4 to 6 weeks to get it. You know, animals and zookeepers have not only inspired the tango, the Macarena, and a waltz somewhere in Pismo, but who could forget the 1953 polka hit, Beers and Slobs? We'll be right back to our scheduled documentary, X-Men, Story of Transsexuals, in just a second. But first, have we got a deal for you?
Hey, Col, are those badges you're wearing?
Why, yes, they are, Ryan.
Where'd
Good of
you
you
get
to
those?
notice. I got them from Scoutmaster Jim.
You were a Cub Scout?
Sure.
I would have never thought that.
Yeah.
Well, Colin, this one here looks like a 2-CD set. What could that mean?
Why, that means we have a special deal for you, offering a 2-CD set, Songs of the Scoutmaster. As you know, I grew up on a little island called Jamaica. Until I had to leave because of a horrible dreadlock accident. I still can't talk about it.
It's okay, man.
Thank you for that. But when I was there, I listened to the music of Jimmy Cliff, and one of my favorite Jimmy Cliff songs was the wonderful Be Prepared, 'Cause I Don't Know What's Going On.
Wow, that's intense.
Hey, how much would you pay for a 2-CD album like this?
Well, I work for the company, so I just grab all the free ones. Oh, I'm sorry, $35.95.
That's right.
You know, Colin, I like to go out in the country sometimes myself. I go for once in a while to a bluegrass festival where everybody lays on the grass, relaxes, and listens to that beautiful music. And none more is more beautiful. I'm a little...
I guess you didn't get a badge for speaking. You know, you may love that bluegrass crap.
And I do.
Yeah. But me, I'm a rocker.
You are?
Well, mostly. Sometimes. And one of my favorite bands is Limp Bizkit. It is.
Is it indeed?
It is. Which I remember that nickname and, well, anyway. One of my favorite Scoutmaster songs that they do, of course, is Killer Jamboree.
Hi. We'll be back to the Heidi Fleiss story, What Lies Beneath, in just a moment. But first, have we got a deal for you?
From the early days of the American West, well, pretty much only then, we had cowboys. But there are such mythic figures that from countless eons after, we have made music celebrating them doing what they did best, being boys around cows, and other things.
They're songs about cowboys. As a matter of fact, 43 songs on 2 CDs, including that great early vaudeville hit simply titled Ding.
And if you call right now, we'll answer.
I don't think you really need to yell. We're not going to get it.
Well, that's exciting. All right. You know, I'm a child of the 60s. No, really.
Oh.
The later 60s, mostly 60s. And one of my favorite singing duos was Simon and Garfunkel. Oh. And they did some great cowboy-related hits.
I remember.
Their top one, their bestseller, The Sounds of Stirrups.
Boy, that really takes me back to a time before I was born.
Yeah. One style of music I've always been into is the rap.
Oh, I watch WWF. He is great.
No, the music, the rap music.
Oh, the rap?
Yes, the rap.
You said the rock.
And you know, one of the first groups that really burst into the scene was Run DMC.
Oh, Run.
Oh, and this is one of their greatest cowboy hits, You Yellow-Bellied, Lily-Livered, Ooh.
Knock, knock, knock.
Who's there?
Traveling salesman.
Traveling salesman who?
Traveling salesmen. They travel the country far and wide to bring products to your door. That's pretty handy, don't you think, Col?
It certainly is, Rye.
I'm not sure how popular it is anymore.
Me neither. But we have over 18,000 songs celebrating the traveling salesman.
On one CD. Very, very short songs. And you know, Colin?
What, Ryan?
We've all heard of Yellow Snow. But have you ever heard of bluegrass?
What?
One of my favorite song styles of all, Colin. And I think one of my favorite bluegrass tunes has to be Is Your Husband Home? Wow. Wow, wow.
You know, no matter how often you say wow, when you say it backwards, it's still wow.
You know, Colin.
What, Ryan?
When I was a small boy growing up in the ghettos of Saskatchewan, we used to listen to blues on a regular basis.
What is it with you and the color blue?
Colin, blues and bluegrass are two different things. And if you don't believe me, listen to this blues hit, Brushes, Encyclopedias, and Vacuum Cleaners. Fun fact. You know, Colin.
Yes, Ryan.
I'm sorry I said fun fact. That hurts me deep, deep in my...
Stomach?
Heart? No, in my... Heart? Something you have...
Soul?
Yes, in my soul. Hey, wait a minute. Soul is also a musical style.
Yes, sometimes blue.
See when we get back to the house, I'll talk to you about it
You'll
later.
talk to me, I'll talk to you.
Anyway,
You can keep your blue, 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 blue. I want my Who, 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 Who. That's right, the classic rock strains of the Who. It's not a question, it's the band.
Oh, I see, the Who.
The Who.
Oh.
And who can forget
Guess
this?
who?
That's a Canadian band. They're different.
Who and Guess Who are different?
Yes, Who is just the
Guess
English
who?
guy. Don't do that.
Guess who?
Don't do
Guess
that.
who?
Anyway, who can forget the great hit of the Who? Doorbell Wizard. Hi, we'll be right back to our documentary on impotence. Shaken, not stirred, in just a second.
Hey, Col, what do the initials RN mean to you?
Why, they are the initials...
Think about it a while.
I was. They are registered nurse.
Either that or really annoying without the A.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. You know, Colin, nurses are misunderstood, yet they do such services for people throughout the world. And we've got 400 songs on one CD. They're packed right in there. Songs of the nurse.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Colin,
Yes, Ryan.
as you know, I vacationed in Jamaica once a year for the last 20 years.
Oh, yes.
Why do I go? Is it because of the sun?
No.
It's because of the music. I love reggae. I get down and jiggy with it. Jiggly? I didn't know. I thought it was jiggy. No, it's jiggly? Yeah. If you flip the CD over, the rest of that song's on the other half. What comes to mind when I say the words Cubs and White Sox?
Banana splits. They tried introducing them during double headers in the 80s. It just didn't work. Because when you threw it, the banana would slip out and you'd be hit with ice cream. At least in the park I was in.
We'll get you some more medication after the commercial. But you know, on that CD set, Colin, is one of my favorites.
Oh, tell me.
That rockabilly hit, I Wish I Were a Doctor.
Hi, we'll be back to the Wrong Emphasis Theater production of What's New? Pussycat in just a second. But first, have we got something for you?
We sure have, Colin, the traveling salesman. Years ago, of course, I'm much too young to remember the days of the traveling salesman, but it must hold a lot of fond memories for you.
That's right, Ryan. You know what, Ryan? I'm proud to be a Canadian. And you know what? Canada's brought the world many of its best musical artists.
Really?
People like Alanis Morissette, Neil Young,
Celine Dion.
Little Richard. All of them great Canadians. Of course, not many people know he was actually called Little Richard.
No.
He was French.
He's Canadian.
Yeah, he was from Montreal.
I remember.
Anyway, lost my train of thought.
Canadian.
Oh, yes, Canadian. I'm Canadian. One of my favorite bands of recent years are the Bare Naked Ladies.
Oh. They're not real ladies.
No, they're not real ladies. They're actually fully dressed men.
No.
All right. But the Bare Naked Ladies did a great traveling salesman song, which, of course, is entitled What I'm About to Say Right Now. And that title, of course, is... It's coming right out of my mouth. Even though you look at me in disbelief.
Sleep. The title of the song is It Sucks Up Pennies.
You know, they held that ooh for 15 minutes, beating the Beatles at the end of Day in the Life by some time. Sleep.
Fun fact. You know, Colin, in 1964, I received my draft notice to go to Vietnam. Unfortunately, I was 5 years old. And I made up a little protest song of my own. But,
did you?
Oh, yes, but it doesn't match the great protest songs of the 60s, including this song simply titled, Knock Knock, Hello, Slam. Peace.
You know, I know you like your bluegrass.
Oh, do I?
But I love my alternative pop.
Ah,
And
that's
I'm not...
different.
Yes. And one of my favorite groups, although they've only had one hit, really, but they could get more. Time's young. It's only the millennium. I'll keep going. I'm talking, of course, about the Bloodhound Gang.
Oh.
And their great traveling salesman hit, I Forgot My Pitch.
Hey, Col, what do you usually do when you hear the sound?
I go like this. Oh, no, I'm allergic.
You know,
very good impression.
Okay, I have to sell the CD, you know. You know, we've got songs of the beekeeper, and what a lonely profession it is, really. Songs of the beekeeper, we have 4,000 songs on 4,000 CDs. They're very, very long songs, but we've condensed them for the purpose of selling this CD set.
I didn't know any of that. You know... Oh!
What comes to mind when I say the word ska?
Sandpaper. Because that's the sound you make when you scrape wood. Ska, ska.
No, no, Col. I'm talking about the music style ska.
Never heard of it.
And no, it's not a hair-lip crow either. You know, Ska music has given us many great hits, including that #1 hit that was on the top of the charts for over 15 weeks, Hornets, Yellow Jackets, and Wasp. You know, that song's right at the end of one of the CDs, so it kind of ends abruptly.
Yeah. But it is B-related.
It is.
You know, as you know, I like to live life on the edge.
Oh, I know
My
you
house
do.
is on the edge of a cliff, and I drive a car from Argentina. Lost my train of thought there. But I've always been a fan of the alternative music.
Have you?
Yes,
flan?
a flan. A nice, because it's nice to eat while you're listening to music.
Yes, it
a
is.
nice flan to get rid of that celluloid. Anyway, one of my favorite alternative bands is Green Day.
Oh.
They're from your hometown, aren't they?
I don't know. Where am I from?
Anyway, their greatest B hit, related, is Grabbing My Pollen. You know, some people think that song's repetitive, but I did learn that bees put pollen in their legs.
Oh, Seattle, Washington. You know, and of course, growing up in the wonderful town of Seattle, we listened to a lot of country music. And you know, we would get out there and square dance in that big state every day of the week. And no square dance song was more popular to me than that famous one, Whack the Hive. Attend hut!
Hey, what are you doing, Ryan?
Well, you know, Colin, I used to be in the Marines for 2 days.
Really?
Yes, I did. And I quit, but you know what I missed the most?
What's that,
The
Ryan?
music of the Marine Corps.
Oh, there have been millions and millions of songs saluting our men in whatever color they wear.
Hey, did you know Drew Carey was once a Marine?
Get out. Well, we have come up with a 6 CD set of all the Marine songs you could ever hope to hear.
That's right, including that #1 Tex-Mex hit. Shine Those Shoes. That'd be great with a big bowl of chili, wouldn't it?
It sure would. Speaking of a big bowl of chili, actually, I don't have a segue from big bowl of chili, but you know, when I was younger, I belonged to a folk group called Granola Joe and the Crispy Oatmeal Trio. We didn't do very well, but we still had a lot of fun and made lots of friends across the country. And so folk has been a part of my life, and in fact, a part of my blood. It's been a part of my blood and my life, my life's blood. Oh, okay, well. Well, so one of my favorite artists currently is Jewel. And her folk musing...
Drool?
Jewel!
Oh, I'm sorry.
Drool was one of the Oatmeal Trio. He was very funny, but never got many dates. Anyway, back to Jewel. This is her top 20 hit, Give Me 20.
Are you sure we were playing that at the right speed?
Yes, we were. And if you order now, we'll throw in Jewel's complete workout.
You know, Colin,
Yes,
I'm
Ryan.
sure the young kids will enjoy this album, but there's a lot of songs on here for the older folks, too.
Do tell, Ryan.
Well, you know, being a child of the 20s like I was, I grew up to the sounds of swing. Later on, after the 20s, when I was bigger. And I saw the movie
Sleep.
Eat.
This is what I have to deal with week after week. Oh, wait.
Swing.
Yeah.
And I think one of my favorite swing songs of all time was Let's Take a Shower.
That brings back some incredible prenatal memories. Oh, wait. That's good enough. You know, one of my favorite stories of the past year was the comeback of one of... Awake.
Swing.
Yes. One of my favorite stories of the past year was the comeback of one of my favorite artists, Santana. And one of my favorite Santana Marine hits, of course, is Invading Peru for the Hell of It. We'll be back to our afternoon special, The Little Red Engine That Got 5 to 10 for Arson.
Hey, Colin.
Yes, Ryan.
What word comes before so good?
Pretty good.
No, safari. Safari, so good. See what I'm saying?
Why, Ryan! That's almost like humor.
But there won't... Well, you know, sometimes a safari can be funny, Colin.
Yes?
And musical at the same time. That's why we've assembled 6 songs on 8 CDs.
6 songs and 8 CDs?
Yeah, a couple of the songs are really long.
Wow. You know, I don't know if you know, but I was in the chorus on Broadway.
I didn't know that.
Yes, in the early 40s to 60s.
Oh.
I didn't get very far, and I broke my hip 15 times.
Hip, hip, hooray.
Anyway, one of the Broadway shows I performed in was a Bob Fosse show. And one of the best safari-related songs came from that show, entitled, "There's a Pygmy in My Pocket and a Rhino on My Tail." That musical won 15 Tonys and a Jeff. Hey, Ryan, what's the matter?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just thinking about a pygmy in my pocket. You know... Scat, 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 scat. I'm not saying go. I'm just telling you one of my favorite music styles.
Boy, I didn't clue into that at all.
Scat is one of my favorites, and I think one of my all-time favorite tunes. As a matter of fact, my mother used to scat me to sleep with this little number.
I bet. If I knew how to, I'd do the same thing.
Of course, my favorite song, Hey, What I Step In. And you know what, Colin?
What, Ryan?
If you play that particular song backwards, you can understand every word.
Really?
Yes.
That is simply amazing. And if you call right now, we will send you absolutely
I
free.
can't call right now, the lines are busy. Now they can call, now they can call.
Now you can call. And we will send you absolutely free the packaging it comes in. All right.
Hey, Col,
Yeah, right?
what do you like on your burritos or your taco chips?
Why? A little bit of paper.
Say the paper you're eating is kind of bland. What would you put on the paper to make it more exciting?
Salt.
Salsa. One of my favorite music styles. And no song is closer to my heart than that great salsa hit, simply titled...
Hi, we'll be back to our nature documentary, Salty the Sweating Ferret, in just a second.
Hey, Col, what's another name for cowpoke? Oh, no. Let me just fill it in. Cowboy is what I was thinking.
Yeah, me too, me too.
Besides, you've done your time. You know, songs of the cowboy have made so many people happy over the years, and we've assembled 12 songs on 12 CDs. Very small CDs.
Yes. Well, as our regular viewers know, I have 8 children, although only 3 of them are actually mine. But still, because of them, I've been shown a lot of new music. And one of their favorite groups was Hanson. And that's why we're including in this set the wonderful Hanson hit, Moo.
Thank God they're not around anymore. You know, Col,
What, Bri?
kids don't listen to Hanson much anymore.
What?
No, styles come and styles go, but they're all on this CD set, including a long-gone style, grunge. Remember grunge?
Yeah.
Well, it's on this CD set.
Well, I didn't know you wanted me to
You
add
can
to
help
that.
me out on this a bit. I
Yes,
can't sell the CDs all by myself.
I was a big grunge fan.
There we go. So was I.
I just realized it wasn't grunge I was into. I always get that confused with swing. Anyway, one style of music.
Hey, Colin.
Yes, Ryan?
What's it make you think of when I say the words doo-wop?
Apple pie. Because our cook's name was doo-wop.
No, Colin, I'm talking about the music style, doo-wop. Have you ever heard of it?
Yeah, I like grunge, too.
You know, and I think I got into doo-wop when I heard my first doo-wop song.
Well, I guess that would happen.
First doo-wop song I ever heard was, of course, that well-known ballad, that doo-wop ballad.
So, let me get, it was a doo-wop?
You know what? I can't really remember what it sounds like. Let's play it, okay? It was entitled, They Shot My Pa.
Hi. We'll be back to the extra letter theater production of Beauty and the Breast in just a second. But first, have we got something for... Oh, Ryan, what's going on?
I'm sorry, I guess you can't hear me over the roar of my engine.
No, I can't.
You know, who doesn't want to be a race car driver? I know I did when I was a kid. And we've assembled over 4 songs on 28 CDs. All about the race car driver.
Oh, I love race cars and I love race car drivers. I love songs about race cars and race car driving.
You know, Song, or Colin, I called you Song.
That's funny.
What comes to mind when I say lattes and Microsoft?
Uncle Phil. His lattes made of Microsoft.
You
know, one of my favorite artists that's happening right now is, of course, Macy Gray.
Oh,
isn't she great?
I have no idea.
Well, anyway, her great racing car song is Gonna Walk Away When There's Fire.
You know, there's some songs on here that have been around for ages.
Oh.
Ages and ages.
That would be a long time indeed.
It would, Colin. And you know, honky tonk is one of my favorite music styles of all time.
I know, I've seen people go, hey, honky tonk, man.
Hey, when I was a kid, I had a honky tonk band.
Really?
No, you know... And I think one of my favorite honky-tonk tunes of all time has to be Rabbit on the Track.
Wow. You know what? I would have loved to have heard him and Macy Gray do a duet.
Well, you can if you buy 2 CDs and play them at the same time.
That's right.
They'll be different songs, but you'll hear them both sing. I can't get Macy Gray out of my head.
I know.
Ryan and Colin.
Hey, Ryan, what odd movement.
I can't stop doing this, Colin. I was on the slots all weekend.
Oh.
I said slots.
Thank goodness. I was worried.
Oh, finally it stopped.
Where were you playing?
Las Vegas.
Las
The
Vegas.
city that never sleeps.
And the sleeper that never is a city. Doesn't really work when you reverse it, does it?
No, you know, Colin, we've assembled 777 songs, 3 sevens,
Yeah.
jackpot, on 4 CDs.
And when we say assembled, we really didn't have that much to do with it. You know what's good, though?
Huh.
We have every kind of music, especially some good rockin'.
Are you all right?
You know what? I do have a bit of a headache, but that's because it was accidentally stuck in a vice for 3 hours.
No.
Don't ask. Anyway, your toes gonna be tapping and your fingers snapping and your ears listening, because that's what ears do. When you hear this great AC/DC hit, I think you know the one I'm talking about. It's been almost 5 days in the #1 position.
Who hasn't? I wish.
I wish. I dropped my chips in your nuts. Unless you're talking about the kind you eat.
Hey, Colin.
Here, Ryan.
What do you get when a Smurf relieves himself on your lawn?
Crabgrass?
No, bluegrass. And that's our next music style.
Although, Ryan,
Yes,
I believe no matter what your outside color, all urine is the same.
that's true.
It's inside what counts.
You give a hope to a lot of people.
Yes.
And I think one of my favorite bluegrass tunes of all time has to be High Roller Hooker.
They don't write them like that anymore.
No, they don't.
You know, they say music has charms to soothe the savage beast.
Who's they?
The same people that say, no, they won't ride up.
Now I gotcha.
Yeah. You know, I grew up in Canada.
I know that.
Which is right across from Detroit. Mm-hmm. And there, I became a regular Motown.
Hey, I don't want to hear about it.
No, it's kind of music.
Oh.
Motown.
I know.
Oh, and you know what?
Huh?
The girl groups were the best.
Oh.
Didn't you love the Supremes?
I like the Ethels, too.
Yeah. Well, we couldn't get the Supremes for this CD, but we got something pretty good, the Mediocres. They're just a step below.
But they're still Motown.
They're still Motown, and they still have that great Vegas hit. Roulette of Love! Hi. We'll be right back to our wildlife documentary, Funky, the Diuretic Hippo, in just a second.
But first, have we got a deal for you?
Oh, as long as there's been music about spies. And who's our favorite spy?
James Bond.
Exactly. Dr. No, Goldfinger, I don't think I can say the rest of that one, but still some of our favorite movies and our favorite songs.
Oh, and so many styles to choose from.
What are you doing, choking?
I'm sorry. Was I speaking Hawaiian?
I don't know. I'm Canadian.
You know, Christmas in Hawaii, Don ho ho ho.
Oh.
We're back on.
Oh, no, I was just thinking. What's the matter, Ryan?
I'm blue. Did I say blues? You know, I love blues, Colin.
Oh, boy.
And it's funny, when I listen to blues, I get blue.
What are the odds?
Well, unlike rock, when I listen to rock, I don't feel like a rock.
Oh, you're kidding yourself.
And you know, I think one of my favorite blues, was I talking about blues?
You were talking about
blues. One of my
blues.
favorite blues songs of all times has to be My Shoe is a Gun. If only life were that simple.
Oh, if only. Hey, Ryan, when I say to you, License to Kill, what do you think of?
My ex-wife.
No, I'm talking, of course, about Jerry Van Dyke.
Oh.
Who worked...
I knew him when his name was Jerry Van Lesbian. Years and years ago.
Really?
But I digress.
You certainly do. Anyway, Jerry Van Dyke worked with the next artist that we're going to showcase. The late, great, wonderful Broadway star. Once you've heard this woman's voice, you'll never forget it. I'm talking about the incomparable Ethel Merman. And who can forget her big hit, Blofeld on My Mind?
The race car driver.
Oh.
Not a job a lot of people have. And we've collected 40 songs on 6 CDs. Actually, we haven't. This is just a big scheme to rip you off from your money. But if we had been honest, yes, we have.
You'll love every song, and we have it from every era. You know, I play the banjo.
I know you do.
I know, because I love Dixieland.
Excuse me?
No, the music.
Oh.
His wife is named Dixieland. Anyway.
Earth to Colin.
I just can't stop the feet from tapping.
Hey, Colin.
Yes, Ryan?
What comes to mind when I say the word Sting?
The guy who sang for the Police? Hey, when he retires, will he change his name to Stung?
Well, you know, I laughed at first, but would he?
I don't know.
Anyway, I have been a Police fan for so many years. And, you know, one of their most favorite songs, a song that was on the top of the charts for 52 weeks, simply titled, Bang! You know, Colin, one of my favorite music styles is lambada, or as the English say it, lambada. And I think one of my favorite lambada tunes of all time, it was at the top of the lambada charts.
How fast can you say lambada? How many
Lambada,
times?
lambada, 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 lambada.
Okay.
Hi, we'll be back to your movie, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Drag Queen, in just a minute. But first, have we got a deal for you?
Oh, Ryan, I've been
wrong?
working so hard, I think I'm just going to give it up and spend the rest of my years doing nothing.
Colin, you've got 5 more years till you hit 65. In Canadian.
That's right.
We've got 50 CDs full. Well, actually, 30 songs on 50 CDs. So 20 of them have nothing on them whatsoever. But you can burn your own.
You know, one of my favorite groups, and they've just sort of hit the charts recently, Destiny's Child.
Oh.
Oh, great, and not bad to look at, too.
I liked Destiny, so Destiny's Child.
You're an idiot. But
Hey, Destiny's Child, that's not a song about birth or menopause or something, is it?
no, that's the name of the group.
Oh.
Destiny's Child. What would Destiny's Child be, do you think? Oh, well, forget
I think it would be Rip Torn. I don't know why. I just think it would be.
Sometimes I just wonder why I talk to you.
Because if you didn't, you wouldn't be talking to anyone.
That's right. I'd still get better answers. You know, ha ha.
Boy, you know, that's not anything like my favorite music. What? Ho, 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 ho.
Hey, what are you doing?
Well, what comes to mind when I say kielbasa and accordions?
Broccoli. And enough gas to light a small country.
What are you doing there?
Oh, I was just thinking about it.
Oh. You know, Colin, I was referring to polka. That's why I was doing this.
Oh,
And I think one of my favorite polka tunes. Are you okay?
no,
I'm
it's
sorry.
all right.
Oh, Destiny's Child doesn't make you spit. Polka does.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite polka tunes all times has to be I'm Gonna Torch the Place.
There's nothing like a good polka.
You brought her, you polka.
I also like Peter, Paul, and Mary. That's just me. You know, now I'm happy. You know why?
Huh.
Because I'm thinking metal.
Oh, king, king.
Nothing better than the king sound of metal.
Oh, you're talking heavy metal.
I'm just talking metal. It could be heavy, could be light, could be aluminum, could be lead. Is lead a metal? I don't know. Whoa, 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 whoa. You know,
Hey, you just rapped there. Did you know
I
that?
told you I'm a child of the streets. But I also have a soft spot in my heart for metal. And when I hear this metal tune, my heart starts popping like a 2-bit bit. And of course, I'm talking about shut those kids up, I'm trying to sleep.
Here we go. Now, what I need from the audience is a suggestion of a major mode of transportation. Motorcycle. Motorcycle, the guy was doing. So what's going to happen is Colin and Ryan are going to be TV commercial pitchmen talking about the latest compilation album they're trying to sell, and Wayne and Jeff are going to try to sing snippets of the songs. And you're going to be talking about the album Songs of the Motorcycle.
Hi, we'll be right back to Humpty Dumpty. The early years, in just a second.
Oh, we laugh so much on our jobs here. That's because we have the best job in the world, selling new CDs about things you don't care about. For instance, this CD pack is loaded with songs about the motorcycle.
Rum, 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 rum. That would
Apparently,
be,
Colin's never written one. You know, Colin, there's so many hits on this 2-CD set. I don't know how to pick just one. I think one of my favorite singers of all time was Liberace. He didn't sing a lot, he played, but sometimes he sang as well.
You knew him better than I did.
I think... But I think a style I like even more was done by his sister Mary. And mariachi music is one of my favorites. And a long way to go for that one, huh?
It was great. You could have used a motorcycle to go there and still have time to go see the Alps.
And I think one of my mariachi favorite songs has to be Old Lady on My Hog. You'll notice she was backed up by her brother George in that song.
George Hachi?
It doesn't really work, does it?
No, it doesn't work at all. You know,
Colin, I just realized there's not a lot of things to protest these days, is there?
no, nothing.
Well, sure. Well, if you want to look for something, I guess the first 5 questions of Millionaire are way too easy.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's just not like the 60s when protest songs were sang from here, well, to over there. And I think one of my 60s protest favorite songs, reverse that, and it's my favorite 60s protest songs, has to be Asphalt and Chaps. You know, Colin.
Yeah, Brian.
When I'm feeling romantic with the wife, or to the wife, sometimes she's sleeping.
Okay.
But when I'm feeling romantic with the wife,
No, a much better situation.
I'll get a nice bottle of champagne, I'll light some candles, and I'll put on some thrash. Because nothing gets her hotter than a little thrash music now and then.
Oh, everyone loves a good thrash.
Oh, and she gets excited at that thrash hit simply titled...
Oh, a teacher. You know, teachers are the most misunderstood of all mammals.
Tell me about it. No, I mean, tell me about it.
Well, that's why we've come up with songs that just praise the teacher.
And you know, we're not selling this CD set, we're giving it away free. And there's so many hits on this CD set, including one of my favorite types of music, surf music, Colin. You know, I grew up on the sandy shores of British Columbia, and we would surf the summer away, all 3 days.
Oh, it was great.
And I think one of my favorite surf songs of all time is Workin' 9 to 2. You know what, Cal?
What, Ryan?
I'm hanging 10 right now.
You know, I could just listen to every song in this album over and over again, but there's one that's very special to me.
Hey, is that a tear?
It is now. Well, one of my favorite songs is by the great artist Sting. Oh, and who can forget that great song, Scarin' the Substitute?
I can see why you cried over that one.
Yeah. You know, if you order right now, we'll send absolutely free a box of fresh air. That's right, air.
Fresh air? We just can't give away fresh air.
Yes, we can, from the makers of Breathe Free, makers of Air for Eternity.
You know, Carl,
What, Rye?
I'm not quite old enough to remember, but I bet you do the big band era. Oh, that big band music, there was nothing like it. I've read a lot of books about it.
Oh.
And I think one of my favorite of all time big band hits, make me cry.
Oh.
One of my favorite big band hits of all time, Faculty Lounge Fling. Hi, we'll return you to the Blue Shoes Diaries in just a moment, but first, have we got a deal for you?
You know, as long as there have been doctors, there's been people singing about them.
By the way, we're not a couple.
When did that happen?
Shut up.
Anyway, music and medicine go together like bread and something that goes with bread.
Butter.
Butter. There's one.
We've put together a lot of songs. 800, as a matter of fact, on 2 CDs.
That's almost 400 a CD.
That's correct, Colin. And you know, I think one of my favorite songs on this album has to be a mambo hit. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
Not a clue.
One of my favorites, that mambo hit, This Is Gonna Hurt a Little. It doesn't hurt as much until you get that bill.
You know, mambo is great, isn't it?
Don't laugh, because I'm not laughing with you.
Oh, all right. I'm sorry. You know, the great thing about putting compilation albums like this together is you can get artists that you wouldn't expect to see on most CDs. I'm so excited by this next one. Whoa, clear. Oh. This next artist is not someone you'd usually find on a CD album. Miss Marilyn Monroe. And of course, her great hit, Gallstones Are a Girl's Worst Friend. I'm glad I didn't go with the 7-year itch.
You know, Col?
Yeah, Ryan.
There's so many music styles on this CD set, but there's only one rock and roll, isn't there?
Yes.
And I think my favorite era for rock and roll of all times is way, way, way back in the 80s. Nothing like it. The British call it stadium rock. You know,
I wish I had a chart, just so we could show.
and I think one of my 80s rock and roll favorites has to be My Gown Has No Back.
Hi, we'll be back to our panel discussion on heart problems in the angina monologues in just a second.
Angina. I'm not even sure what that word means.
You know what? You would if you'd gone to college.
Well, I quit high school halfway through to serve my troops in Grenada.
Yeah, that's a good excuse.
I didn't fight, I just served my troops.
Yeah, I know. Because you didn't have a college education.
That's right. And we've put 50 songs about college life onto 50 CDs.
How many CDs is that a song?
Well, that's...
It's a good thing you're an actor.
Hey, Colin.
Yeah?
What comes to mind when I say Ricky Ricardo and great cigars?
Oh, tapioca.
Really? Why's that?
Wasn't that his big song? Tapioca. Tapioca.
No, Colin. I'm talking about... I'm talking about Cuba.
Cuba. It's a small island.
It is. What do you tell the people about it?
You know what, Ryan? Why don't we just leave Cuba behind for a second? Let's go to another island.
All right.
An island where some of my favorite music can be found.
Oh.
Ska.
Oh, ska.
Yeah.
It's like a bunch of crows. Ska!
Tapioca. No. Ska. And who can forget that great ska college hit? Rah, 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 ska, rah, rah.
Hey, Colin.
Yeah, Ryan?
Answer a question for me, if you will.
All right.
What comes to mind when I say tapioca?
The magical country of Cuba.
Right you are. That's right, the Cuban Missile Crisis, the Bay of Pigs, which oddly enough is the same name as a bar as I drank at last night.
Really?
Yes. And who could ever forget that wonderful Cuban #1 hit, Alma Mater, Alma Fata.
Hi.
Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. Hi, we'll return you to your program in just in a moment, but first, have we got a deal for you?
Flight attendants, we have come up with 50,000 songs on one really big CD that we're gonna sell to you and the coast. I love American rock.
Who doesn't?
No one sitting here. And one of my favorite American rock artists, of course, is Tom Petty.
Hey, if he has a little spare change in his pocket, is that petty cash? Sometimes I make myself laugh.
Yes. It's nice to have someone doing it.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
You know, Carl, there's music on here for young folks, but there's also music on here for the older folks as well.
Oh.
You remember the 1920s, the Roaring 20s? I know we weren't alive there, but go with me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah!
I've seen movies.
Oh. You know, I love the Flappers.
Oh.
You had to love something when you couldn't have liquor. But you know, I remember one of those great Flapper tunes.
No, go with it. I'm with you.
All right, that great Flapper tune, Don't Call Me a Waitress. You can't tell me they didn't have a little bit of hooch somewhere.
No. Flappers, Flappers, King of the Sea. You know, one of my favorite styles, as you know, because we spend a lot of time together, unnaturally almost, I love my metal.
Oh.
And I love the hyper metal sounds of thrash. And their great flight attendant song. Do you want meat or fish? Hi, we'll be right back to our movie, Crouching Tigger, Hidden Pooh, in just a second. But first, we got something for you.
Now, why should we sell these, Colin?
Hey.
I'm not selling any more CDs. When I hit 65, they're gonna kick me out of this joint and you'll be sitting here talking to a computer.
What the heck was all that about?
Retirement.
Well, you're years away from that. You'll probably be fired long before then.
That's true. And we have put together a lot of great songs about retirement. 43 songs on one CD. But it's a big one. And it's made out of chocolate. I had a little something to drink earlier. You know, Colin, if I have to be honest, I was a child of the 60s.
Well.
Check out this tattoo.
Wow. It's not often you see the entire King family.
No. It certainly isn't.
That was a nice 60s reference, I thought.
Yes, it is. And you know, Colin, in the 60s, we were protesting everything.
Were we?
What do you have? We're protesting it. And I think one of my favorite protest songs of all times has to be I'm Moving to Florida. I'm not sure why that's a protest.
As our regular viewers know, I'm a child of the streets.
Well, you were raised by wolves, weren't you?
I was raised by wolves, and then I was deposited in a small family of weasels, and then, after that, I was with 2 beavers and a platypus. It's an ongoing thing.
Military brat, huh?
Yeah. You know one of my favorite styles of song? Blues.
Get out of here.
But you know what specifically blues I like?
No.
I like those really old blues songs where you can really not understand the words at all. Where the singer seems to be so old and grizzled and filled with blues and soul that it's more emotion than actual words.
You mean like Pat Boone?
No.
Then I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, I think you're going to once you hear the singing blues of Wet Biscuit McGlee.
One of those rare Scottish blues singers.
Yeah. But you're gonna love. You won't. This is a very rare recording.
Wow, I'll bet.
And the title, of course, is Hi, we'll be back to very Brady Briss in just a second.
But first.
Hey, Ryan, what are you doing?
Well, I'm doing a bad version of a Western song.
I thought so, but I didn't want to stop you because you looked like you were having so much fun.
You know, our CD set this week that we're selling concerns Westerns and songs about Westerns. 146 on one CD.
That's right, partner. We have artists of every size and shape.
You're not kidding. Hey, you know what? The Osmond Brothers were one of my favorite groups of all time.
I did not know that.
They're on this CD set.
Get out of town!
Yes, they
on
are.
the midnight stage!
Yes, the Osmond Brothers with their #1 hit. Clip, clop, bang, bang, clip, clop, bang, bang. You know, one of the reasons our CD set is so cheap is because only 2 Osmonds sing on that cut.
That's right. We cut out about 50 of them.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, Cole.
Yeah, Ryan.
Here's a little riddle for you.
All right.
What kind of bird always says the name of our next band?
Oh, I guess, tern? An Arctic tern?
And what sound does an Arctic tern make?
Backstreet Boys?
No, Cole. That's wrong.
Why don't you tell us what's right?
I was thinking an owl.
Oh.
Who? The Who is our next band on this CD set. Hey, Cole.
Yeah, Ryan.
Is that all the songs we have on this CD set?
If it was, it'd be a pretty short CD set. Hey, what sound does a blackbird make?
I have no idea.
Opera!
Opera.
Yeah.
Opera.
Opera. And we have a great opera song on this CD.
Really, a great opera song.
Yeah, and you know what? It's actually sort of different because it's them warming up to do the song.
It's opera.
It's on a CD, so they can't hear us right now.
Oh, right.
But anyway, they're warming up to sing that great song, 2 Asses in a One-Horse Town. Hi, we'll be right back to our documentary on proctologists in love. Somebody up there likes me in just a second. But first, have we got something for you?
You know, there's so many songs about Rome. Must be 400 or 500.
That's right. That would be like C, 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 C. In Roman numerals. There may be a D in there somewhere.
Hey, in Mexico, you're just saying yes, 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 yes.
But we're not doing Mexico.
No, we're not. We're doing Rome, and we've assembled 40 songs on 30 CDs. All about the city of Rome, the city of love. Is it?
It could be.
It is now. Hey, Col.
Yeah, right.
How many music styles can you name that are also food?
Oh. Squash is the only thing that comes to mind.
Oh, no. Well, there's soul, for one.
Oh, yeah?
But I'm thinking Tex-Mex. One of my favorite foods and one of my favorite music styles.
And both tend to repeat.
Yes. And I think when you think about Tex-Mex songs, you have to remember that #1 Tex-Mex hit, You Brought Her, You Caesar. You know, when you listen to Tex-Mex, you don't often hear yodeling, but you'll hear it on this CD.
That's right.
I travel a lot.
They were heavily influenced by the Swiss.
I know.
I love alternative rock.
Really?
Yeah.
Something different.
Alternative. One of my favorite groups, The Offspring.
Oh.
And their kids.
No idea. Oh.
Yeah. All of them great.
Offspring.
Oh, and this song brings back beautiful memories. Pinched in the Piazza.
Called Greatest Hits. Now, give me an example of a country with a lot of history in it. Norway. Norway, good idea, Norway, good for you. Now, these guys are going to pretend to be infomercial pitchmen trying to sell you a compilation album called Songs of Norway.
We're screwed.
Yeah? You think if you're screwed, how'd you like to be Wayne and Jeff? You guys are going to make up names of songs based on songs of the CD, Songs of Norway. And then Wayne and Jeff, you're going to pick a style of music, and Wayne and Jeff are going to have to make up a song about it.
We've all played the game before.
Right. All right. Take it away, Songs of
Norway.
Norway.
A country far, far away. A country where many songs have been written about. And the subjects, they flow like water through the area where the water flows.
You know, there are many artists that have put together over 15,000 songs of Norway. I bet you can't even come up with 3. But we've come up with 15,000.
That's right, Colin. And I think one of my favorite songs about Norway has to be in the style of honky tonk. Love honky tonk.
Nothing says Norwegian more than some honky tonk.
Honky tonk. Sounds like a donkey getting hit by a truck. Honky tonk. And of course, I think one of my favorite honky tonk songs of all time has to be Warm, Warm Sauna, Cold, Cold Water.
That song was written on 3 minutes. They just put it together and honky-tonked their way to happiness.
Honky-tonk! You may like your rock and roll. Me, I prefer opera.
I know. You're one classical guy.
That's right. Nothing like a girl in a metal bra. You know, I occasionally go to the opera, and I think one of my favorite opera tunes of all time has to be When the Hell's It Gonna Get Dark?
Hi, we'll be right back to Crouching Tiger, Screaming Siegfried and Roy in just a second.
Okay. I will. Yes, I will. Yes, I will.
Hey,
Goodbye.
Ryan, we're doing a show.
I'm talking to the wife, Colin.
Oh.
Sometimes it's such a hassle, but I'm so happy I'm married.
I guess that's why you've done it 8 times.
Well, you're Canadian. That's only 5 to you.
That's true.
You know, marriage is a wonderful thing, especially to a woman. And we've assembled 40 songs all about getting married on 20 CDs.
Hey, how much would you pay for this?
Oh, I'd pay $37.59.
Sounds good to me.
Hey, Colin.
Yeah, Ryan?
What sound does a goose make? Honk. And what sound does a fish hitting a windshield make? Well, you got the first part. Honky. Honky. Tonk. The sound of a fish. Tonk. Honky tonk.
Nice segue. I was thinking more of funk.
Oh, I love honky tonk.
Oh,
And so does he. And I think one of my favorite honky tonk songs of all time has to be Too Drunk to Honeymoon.
That was actually the first time that the popular honky-tonk phrase, unleash the beast, was ever used.
But not the last.
You know what?
What?
I love the Beach Boys.
The Beach Boys?
I really do.
That's on this album?
Oh, the amazing harmonies of the vocal, the clear, crisp musical notes.
They had it together.
Oh, they were amazing. And who can forget this great hit?
I know I could never.
Oh, I tell you, this song will stay with you for hours. It is called I'm the Groom.
I'm gonna get married. I'm gonna find myself a guy.
Too much to drink.
That's a very special song on this CD set because that's the exact moment they broke up as a group.
as I've said many times, all kinds of music. Sometimes I like something a little lighter, some party pop. Yeah.
And when you get in your romantic mood?
Just, you know, sometimes I just like to listen to something a little lighter.
No big deal. I just
like a
thought I'd
party pop. Hey, come on.
Okay.
It's my bit.
Okay.
It's, you know, the party pop kind of thing. And one of my favorite groups doing that kind of music, the B-52s.
Oh.
Doing their great wedding hit, Cash Bar.
Hi. How are you?
Fine.
We don't know what you're watching, so we're not going to tell you. We're going to return you to it.
Oh, we're watching animal porn. Mary had a little lamb. We'll be right back in just a second. But you... I'm sorry. I apologize.
We're so happy. We're watching animal porn. Oh, we laugh so much on our jobs here. That's because we have the best job in the world, selling new CDs about things you don't care about. For instance, this CD pack is loaded with songs about the motorcycle.
That would
Apparently,
be...
Colin's never ridden one.
Oh, you know, you probably don't realize this, but I'm pretty classy. Classy.
Oh, classy.
Yeah. You know what? I love opera. And my favorite opera singers are the three tenors. You know, Domingo, Pavarotti, and the other one. And, actually, I guess I like two of them. So, I was so excited when I found this two-tenor song.
And it's actually on this CD set.
Yeah. And, of course, who can forget this incredible rendition of The Harley of Seville? Simply amazing.
All I'm saying is you gotta be fat to sing like that.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Some of those high notes go right to my testicles. You know, one of the favorites on this CD collection is that Boogie Woogie.
Oh.
You say Boogie Woogie, don't you?
Yes.
But it's Boogie Woogie. And who can forget that great Boogie Woogie motorcycle hit? Alabama Motorcycle Mama with the Llama.
Come on, let's go.
Hey, Ryan, what you doing?
Well, my wife's delivering tonight. We gotta get this commercial done.
Oh, well, isn't that a coincidence? Because what we're selling here is songs of pregnancy.
I know I was kidding about my wife.
I know.
She won't come near me.
I know.
Colm,
Yeah?
what comes to mind when I go,
Oh, cold toilet seats.
No. No, Colm. No, Colin, I'm talking about the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley.
Elvis.
Yeah, and you know, Elvis, I like the early years myself, some of
Oh.
his lesser-known songs.
Oh,
I think one of my favorites has to be Screw Lamaze, Give Me the Epidural.
You know, a lot of people find different reasons for liking certain bands.
Do they really?
Yes, I do. Let's get back to more of the great CD hits we have on here. We've covered almost everyone. Oh, no, we haven't.
There's something left?
There's more than something. There's Kiss.
Oh.
It always makes me gag when I try to do that.
Parsley right there.
Do I?
Yeah, you got a little bit. You got it.
Okay. And who can forget that great Kiss pregnancy song? It kind of linked in a way, aren't
Sure
they?
it does. One leads to the other.
I guess it does. You'll find out. Anyway. That great Kiss song, Oh, Placenta.
Oh my God. Wait a minute, that's 1,000 points for Colin. 1,000 points for Colin. That means that this is the 1 millionth point we've ever given away. And whose line is it anyway? 1 million points! 1 million points! Hey, we'll go see a commercial. We'll be right back. I'm who's line. Remember this. 1 million points!
You did it!
Hi, we'll be right back to our documentary on stomach rashes, talcum in the middle, in just a second. Oh, gee, what was that?
It was frightening, wasn't it?
It was horror.
Hey, you know what, Colin?
What, Ryan?
That's what all the songs in this CD set are about. Horror.
Are you saying that every song on this CD album has to do with horror?
You bet I am. 800 songs on 300 CDs.
That's
All about horror. You know, Colin,
Hey, what's wrong?
I've got a bit of a bug. And I'm a little jittery. Jittery bug. Jittery bug. Jitterbug.
Wow! Nice segue.
You know, I wasn't alive when the jitterbug was popular, but Colin told me all about it, and it seems like a wonderful, wonderful music style. And I think when I think of jitterbug hits, one of my favorite has to be The Moon is Full and I'm Getting Hairy.
You know, I remember once I went to a circus and I saw the strong man bend a car. Bend a car? Pat Benatar.
Okay, you've proved your point.
Yes. You're not the only master of segues. Pat Benatar, I remember listening to her, I guess, after my first hip replacement. Anyway, you're gonna love this great Frankenstein-inspired song.
Frankenstein,
Yes.
ooh.
Hit me with your best bolt. You know, when I was a jockey...
Got a bit of a jitterbug.
Yeah, that was good the first time. You know... Hey, it's went like that. You see that? When I was a jockey... No, I was, just for a little while. And in my bed, well, it was more of a cot, we had this sort of sanitary paper for the fillies. Wait a minute, bed cot filly paper? Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Nothing like it. Bed cot Philly paper.
Red Hot Chili Peppers. Oh. Yeah, like it made sense before. Anyway, they did a song, and it has to do with horror.
Oh, are you all right?
I'm fine. I just swallowed my horror.
Well, that's gonna cost you.
Yeah. Anyway, they did a song, and it went like this. Oh, now here's the title. I almost started singing it, but that wouldn't...
That's not
Leave
your
it to the
job.
professionals.
Yes.
The song is, of course, Devil. There's a devil. Oh, devil. Oh, that's a devil.
And what I need from the audience is a suggestion of a job where you would wear a uniform.
Warrior
Did it.
Princess.
Warrior Princess. Okay. Name of the album is Songs of the Warrior Princess. Take it away.
Hi, we'll be back to the Drew Carey Show in just a minute. You know, I think that tall guy should get more lines on that show.
I love when you joke around like that. As long as there's been warrior princesses, there's been music about them. You know, you were a child of the 70s, of course. I was a child of the 50s. Just for this next segment. And you know, growing up as a young man in the 50s, one of my favorite artists was Jerry Lee Lewis, who also was great in The Nutty Professor.
Oh, and I watch his telethon every year.
Yes, he's great. But one of his great warrior princess hits, of course, was...
Every time I hear that song, it makes me feel like dating my cousin. You know, Colin, there's a lot of music here for the older people, but there's also music for the young kids of today.
Get out.
Yes, one of the biggest bands now is Kid Rock.
No, I did not know that.
Oh, yes. And of course, their number... Of course. Am I saying something wrong here?
I have no idea.
It's this one guy.
Of course it is. You know, one of my favorite bands is Kid Rock. He's just one man, but he's large. And I think my favorite song that Kid Rock does is Club Spears and Shields. Hey, what? I heard that too. You know, Colin, I don't get into the new, weird kind of music too much.
I knew when you were describing Kid Rock.
But you know, my third wife just loves this techno stuff.
Really?
Oh, yes, goes gaga over it.
Gaga?
Yes, and I think one of her favorite techno hits is Huge Women, Puny Men. Hi, we'll return you to your movie Men in Back in just a moment, but first, have we got a deal for you?
Hockey music, they go together like hockey and music. And on this CD compilation, we have more hits than a porn website. It's true! It is absolutely true! And we start off with a great 50s hockey hit done by Fats Domino, Body Check of Love.
You know what, Colin? I'd love to buy a CD set like this, but I'll bet it's expensive.
It isn't. We're selling this incredible 350 CD set for payments of $1 a month for 55 years.
Wow! And for you Canadians, what's that work out to, Col?
It's free!
All right! You know, Colin, I am so happy to see this song on this CD set.
I think I know
You know, when I want to get amorous with my fourth wife, nothing puts her in the mood more than that great Smokey Robinson hit, simply entitled... All I know about hockey is it's damn cold.
May I just say, that's the same song I get amorous with your fourth wife with. You know, when I was a young black child growing up in Flin Flon, there was nothing better I liked to do Saturday night, watch the hockey game, and listen to the funky sounds of Kool and the Gang singing, I Want to Score on You. Hi, we'll be back to the Wrong Emphasis Theater production of What Love Has to Do with It? In just a second.
That's right, Colin. Songs of the Hitmen. We've collected 15 songs on 84 CDs. Actually, we're all sold out of CDs. But we paid for the studio time, so we're going to drag this on and on and on.
One of my favorite decades of all time is, of course, the 80s, because that's when I was born. And I remember growing up as a young child listening to the wonderful song stylings of Duran Duran.
You don't have to say it twice. I heard you.
No matter how often you say that, I still laugh. You know, one of their greatest hitman songs was Garrot, Garrot, Garrot.
Hey, you know, Col?
What?
I am hungry like the wolf. And I'm hungry like the wolf for chips and salsa. Did I say salsa?
You certainly did.
You know, that brings us to our next music style.
What?
The Latin beat of salsa. And that #1 tune on the top of the charts for 41 weeks, The Sound of Silencers.
What's the matter?
I'm full. I couldn't eat any more.
Oh, stop it.
You stop it with the 80s.
Anyway, salsa is fine, but I have many eclectic tastes.
That's a big word for a Canadian.
If you want, next time I'll say it slower. But you know what I'm really into these days? The alternative scene. That's exactly when I think of the alternative scene, I too go, Especially when I think about the sounds of Blink 182.
Oh.
And their great hit, Hitman Girl.
176, 177, 178, 179, 180, 181, 182.
It wasn't a command.
Oh, I misunderstood. Hey, Col.
Yeah.
Here's a little puzzle for you.
All right, Ryan.
If you were to sit in a chair and put a goat to sleep, what would you call that?
A grilled cheese.
No, Call, the answer is rockabilly. Or maybe it is grilled cheese. I just love rockabilly so much, I don't even care if the bad jokes are there. And I think my favorite rockabilly hit of all time was Poison in Your Wine. We interrupt your special movie presentation of I'm a Stud for just a moment while we have a deal for you.
You know, as long as there's been soccer, there's been songs about soccer. Don't ask me why. You just can't stop people when they see men in shorts running around kicking spherical objects.
I'll take it, Call, no problem.
You know, Ryan, you can stick with your young hip songs, but I like the history of music. That's why I love going all the way back to the days of Tin Pan Alley. I got confused there.
I'm here for you, buddy. You know, Call, that music's fine for the older folk, but is there any music on here for the young kids?
Well, I think you're the hip one.
Yes, I am, and you bet there is. There's that #1 Beastie Boys hit. I'm not really hurt, but I'm staying down. Oh, the energy.
Oh, it's amazing. You know, songs about soccer have been around for years.
How many years, Cole?
A lot. And you know, when the production Showboat first happened, and a star emerged, singing Old Man River, of course, the immortal Paul Robeson. His great soccer hit, which you're about to hear, the title of which I'm about to say, I Got a Yellow Card. Hi, we'll be right back to Jerry Van Dyke, Jerry Vale, Jerry Lewis, and Jerry the Cartoon Mouse in Anton Chekhov's The Jerry Orchard in just a second. But first, have we got a deal for you? You know, as long as there's been presidents, there have been songs celebrating the presidents. There was even a dance. Yeah, there was a dance for John Adams. It was called the John Adams Dance. It didn't go very far.
You didn't sleep well last night.
No, I'm very tired. You know, I'm doing the John Adams. You know, a few years back, there was a new wave of music, and I was first to get my metaphorical surfboard and go on that new wave.
Ooh, that's a big word for a Canadian.
Yeah. If you want, I can talk slower. Anyway, one of the first people writing that crest of new wave, you like the way I'm just going with the whole metaphor? That was, of course, the Talking Heads.
Oh.
I know. And who can forget that great Talking Heads tune, That White House is Big.
Hey, Cole.
Yeah?
What comes to mind when I mention you, me, and our wives? Yes, yes. I'm talking about swing. One of my favorite music styles of all time. Hey, Colin.
Hey, Ryan.
What do you call an Italian nomad?
A wanderer?
No, he's a Roman. And you know, we've assembled 52 songs on 52 CDs, all about the wonderful city of Rome, a place I've never been.
No, but we've heard about it. We've read about it.
Oh, it's been around for 100 years.
At least. And backwards is Emor.
I didn't know that.
A little fun fact.
Did you know embargo backwards is oh grab me?
Boy, you've thought of that one a long time ago. You know, I know you weren't around for the swing era, but I bet you grew up watching a lot of television.
I did indeed.
And you know what? A lot of television stars made the switch from television to recording artists.
Oh, in the swing thing.
No, that has nothing to do with the swing
I'm sorry.
thing. That was just like a little fun fact.
Oh.
People like William Shatner, David Soul, John Travolta, all had hit records.
And they all swing?
You watched way too much television, didn't you?
Told you.
I know, Gilligan. You know, but one of the most successful going from television to recording. I'm
I
talking
see
slow.
where you're heading. Okay.
All right. Of course, the Brady Bunch.
Oh. I had the hots for Alice.
Oh, I know. Sorry, I was just working with the visual.
Oh.
But they're a great song, and I'm sure you'll be singing along with this cut.
It's not.
Yep, beats the heck out of me.
I wonder what they're up to now.
I don't know. You know, a fun fact, nobody noticed when Wayne took over the role of Peter for the Brady Brides Come Back.
Huh. Did not know that. You know, I was alive in the 60s, although I was a very young boy. But I used to listen to my parents listening to rhythm and blues. 60s rhythm and blues. My favorite.
I have nothing to add.
Okay. And I think one of my favorite 60s rhythm and blues romantic songs has to be My Tower is Leaning.
Hi, we'll be right back to our wildlife documentary, Tupac, the llama who loved tobacco, in just a second. Hey, what are you doing, Ryan?
Just practicing my breathing exercises, Carl.
Oh, don't tell me you're in the family way.
No, I'm a man. But my wife is.
Oh,
Yeah, it's the most exciting time of my life.
could it be more exciting than this 25 CD set that we're selling? All songs based on pregnancy and the incredible pain women go through?
Wow, that makes the birth of my child look second rate.
Yeah.
You know, Carl, there are so many hits on this CD set, did you say?
What the hell? If it was meat, it'd be hard to fit in the machine.
Wow, that goes so well with the whole pregnancy thing. You know.
Makes you think, doesn't it? Yeah.
No, let's not do that then.
No. You know, if you order absolutely now, there's nothing we can do about it. You know, Britain has had a major influence in rock music, hasn't it? From the Beatles to other guys from Britain.
I didn't know the Beatles were from Britain.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway, one of my favorite British bands is on this album doing one of the best pregnancy songs I've ever known.
Who?
The Clash.
Oh.
And boy, once you've heard this song, you'll be going out and getting someone pregnant right away. Well, not you. But who can forget that great Clash song? No, you don't look fat.
All right. There's songs from all over the world on this CD set. Songs from Jamaica, a place I've never been, but I've often wondered about. You know, here we pronounce it Reggie. There they pronounce it reggae. And I think one of my favorite reggae songs of all time has to be, you want to cut the cord?
Hi, we'll be right back to the commercial we're interrupting in a second. But first, have we got something for you? Hey, Ryan, what's that?
I'm a speaker outside a fast food restaurant. Isn't it weird you can never understand them?
It
One
is.
of life's little ironies.
Isn't it? And because of life's little ironies, we've come up with a 25 CD set, Songs of the Fast Food Worker.
That's right. This CD set weighs almost a quarter pound. Oh, hey, Cole.
Yeah,
What
Ryan?
do you think of when I say straw hats and banjos?
Oh, Uncle Phil.
Well, I was thinking Dixieland music, actually.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if your Uncle Phil was a Dixieland.
Oh, until the restraining order, yeah.
Oh. You know, I love Dixieland. You can't help but feel up when you hear Dixieland
Oh,
music.
my foot just goes a-tapping.
And I think one of my favorite Dixieland tunes of all time has to be You're My Happy Meal and I'm Your Big Mac.
You know, I think we've covered almost every type of music on this CD. And one that's close to my heart is, of course, rap.
I'm down with that.
Oh, I'm Downer. And one of my favorite rap artists of all time, of course, is Ice-T. That's right, he's chilly.
That's because he lives in Long Island.
Well, we could go on for hours, but why don't we just get on to that song? That great rap fast food song. Fast food.
Ryan and Colin are going to pretend to be commercial TV pitch guys. They're going to make up titles of songs, and then you give the title to Brad and Chip here, and also give them
Brad show up?
What?
Brad showed up?
Oh, what I call it? I'm sorry.
He meant me, Brad Chip. He meant Brad Chip.
Hey, Clive's allowed to make mistakes.
I'm sorry, Greg. Okay, what's going to happen is Wayne and Chip are going to try to sing these songs, and they're giving them song styles to sing to. It's really fun. The album is called Songs of the Lunch Lady. Colin and Ryan, take it away.
Hi, we'll be right back in our documentary of how a species goes extinct in The Making of Ryan's Shoes in just a second. Hey, Ryan, what's wrong?
Well, that's my stomach, Colin. Boy, am I hungry.
Boy, that's music to my ears.
You know, I wish life was like school. Remember, you could just walk by with a tray and that lunch lady would fill it up with food?
Oh, that's right.
Thanks for the help. You know, the lunch lady is not thought of very often. That's why we've compiled 2 songs on 2 CDs. Actually, it's more songs
than 2.
It's 6, 8. Who knows how many? It's a surprise CD.
You know, there's many artists in this, album. Just had a high school flashback. That's where I put that library book. Anyway.
You're a bit dazed and confused.
I am a bit dazed and confused.
You know, Colin, the US of A has so many different types of music, and sometimes it goes by areas. Had been down south lately?
No. Have you? Oh, I'm sorry. Am I not supposed to engage you in a conversation? Yes, I have been down south.
Test with me. I'm not going to sell this anymore.
We'll talk about this back home.
You know, hillbilly music is one of my favorite types of music. Let's face it, without hillbillies, we wouldn't have Jerry Springer. And I think one of my favorite hillbilly hits of all times has to be Aprons, Hairnets, and Knee Highs. A lot of people call it hillbilly music. I prefer to think of it as trailer rock.
That's nice. You know? You know, you should always, here's a tip for any announcer at home, swallow before you speak. I'm absolutely fine, thanks.
People aren't going to buy the CDs if you keep doing that.
Sure they will. You know why? Because I was doing a punk thing there.
What?
Oh, I belonged to a punk band in Canada. Oh, yeah. Oh. Yeah, we were called the Naughty Boys. Because we're polite. We didn't want to get really nasty.
I didn't know what you were doing. It sounded like you were just choking.
No, I was doing a punk thing. And why was I doing a punk thing?
I guess because you're going to give us a new title of a new song.
A great punk song. That was about lunch ladies. You want to hear what the title of it is?
Why are you doing an old sea captain now? Just give him the title of the song.
The title of the song... The title of the song is... Don't Want Your Milk!
Everybody else, what I need from this section of the audience over here. Give me a city in the United States where you can go to have an exciting time. Boise. Yeah, Vegas I think we'll use. I think we'll use Vegas instead of Boise, although nothing against Boise. I'm sure we have lots of viewers there. So the name of your album is Songs of Boise. I'm sorry, Songs of Las Vegas. Songs of Las Vegas. Take it away, Ryan and Colin.
Hi, we'll be right back to our documentary about the supernatural sex trade, the Amityville whore, in just a second. But first, have we got something for you? Hey, Ryan.
Huh?
What's the matter? Why are you so tired?
Oh, I was up till 5 in the morning last night breathing smoke-filled air.
Oh, no. Where?
In Las Vegas, the city of
Smoke-filled
yes.
air.
I tell you, Col, the excitement never stops.
That's right. And the music never ends. And we've combined the two, the music that never ends and the something that never stops, to music that never ends or stops. And it's all about Vegas.
That's right, Colin. The money, the celebrities. Why, our own Drew Carey is a frequent visitor here to Las Vegas.
That's right.
And I think one of my favorite...
I was just agreeing and looking perky. You know, the great thing about this CD is we have music from everywhere.
What? You've been working out?
No, I'm a drummer.
I worked up a sweat.
I love something with a good beat. That's why I love modern calypso.
Oh, as opposed to old-fashioned calypso.
Yeah, where they used to wear petticoats. Anyway, one of my favorite modern calypso songs is I Lost My Wife on a Pair of Threes.
Hey, Colin.
Yes, Ryan?
What comes to mind when I say vodka, spies, in the Kremlin?
A good way to spend $20.
American, right?
That's right.
No, Col, I'm talking about Russia.
That's right.
I'm not sure, but I think Simply Red might be a Russian band. And I think one of my favorite Russian tunes of all time has to be that #1 Russian hit, Watered Down Drinks.
Hi, we'll be back to the Misplaced Emphasis Theater production of What Women Want in just a second.
You know, Colin,
Yeah.
this is my last infomercial with you.
What do you mean?
I'm running away to join the circus.
Oh, I noticed the clown shoes.
And we have plenty of CDs to order from. I'm keeping them all in my huge shoes. Hey, Col.
Yeah.
What comes to mind when I say, book 'em, Dano?
Oh, ho, ho, ho. My agent.
Your agent?
Yeah, he always calls me Dano.
Oh. Well, I was thinking more Hawaiian music, Colin. I have no idea what we just said.
No.
And I think one of my favorite Hawaiian songs of all time is simply titled... Bonjour, Colin. Comment ça va?
Hey, wait a minute. Is that a foreign language assaulting my ears?
Yes, it is, Colin. It's Paris language.
Hey! Paris language? Would that be another way of saying French?
I guess it would. You know, Colin, we've assembled a lot of songs about Paris on trois CDs. That's 2.
No. Trois is 3.
Whatever.
You know, I love to rock. I love to rock hard. I love hard rocking. I like to rock. I love to rock. And I like nothing better than to rock to the rockin' sounds of Aerosmith. Especially when I put my beret on and listen to this great hit that was on the charts for 15 minutes. My tower is an Eiffel.
That means I like it.
Also, I think it's a dirty word to a fish.
Hey, you know what, Col? Hey, Col.
Yeah, Ryan.
I'd like to see you in Greece.
Hey.
No, I'm talking about the country. And I think one of my favorite songs, I heard it over and over again when I was in Greece, has to be 50 Ways to Lose Your Lover.
right, we'll be right back to Innuendo, a documentary about Italian suppositories in just a second. But first, have we got something for you?
Book 'em, Colin.
Hey, why?
That's detective lingo.
All right.
Because today we're selling a CD with songs about the TV detective.
You know, the 70s were a great time for detective shows.
I know,
There
I
were-
was 20. Goes by so quick, really.
It does. What are you now?
I haven't done much. Go ahead.
You know what? This is going to perk you up. Because I know your favorite band's the Rolling Stones.
Love them.
Yeah, I know.
Because they're older than me.
Yes, they are.
They're older than Stones.
I know. And they did a great song from one of the great 70s shows. Hey, you, get off of McCloud. Get off McCloud.
I heard you.
I know. They followed that up with Sympathy for Cannon. It was excellent.
Hey, Col.
Yeah, right.
You know what?
What?
There's nothing I like more than grabbing some steaks, a six-pack, and heading to the opera.
Oh. Especially when you get to go in the barbecue section.
You know, a lot of people don't like it, but you and I, we've gone together and woo!
Party on!
And I think one of my favorite opera songs of all time is based on the hit series Columbo.
I did not know that.
That famous #1 tune. Just one more thing.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't mind saying I'm moist.
I bet. You can't go wrong with opera. You know, the detective show has been around for years and years.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what? I was just thinking of something else. Even before there was television, there was a television detective show.
I did not know that.
Me neither. I just made that up. But it's true. One of the great burlesque stripper songs of all time.
And there are a lot.
From the great cop show, Spritzer and Hutch. As long as there's been presidents, there's been music celebrating them, damning them, and just talking about them funny.
But we've assembled over 960 songs on one CD. Very short songs, but 900 of them.
That's like what, 6 a president? I don't do
Mr.
math, I
Math.
just sell CDs. If you order right now, we will send absolutely free, absolutely nothing.
But act now!
Right now! We have operators somewhere.
I just gotta say, Colin,
What, Ryan?
if there was this one man who was alive today, I would vote for him. Who do you think I'm talking about?
Millard
Jim.
Fillmore.
Who?
Millard Fillmore.
No, not your math teacher. I'm talking about Jim Morrison.
Oh,
Remember him?
yes.
He used to be with a little band called The Doors. Sorry, time's up. Our free offer has ended. And I'm talking about that Doors song that was #1 for 53 weeks. Where'd you get the Cuban? Wow. He was barely alive when he was alive.
Yeah, I know. Hey, Ryan, what does this remind you of? Mood rings? White suits? Pet rocks?
Your wedding. What do you want me to say?
No, that's right. That's absolutely right. And in my wedding, we actually played this next song.
Really?
Because it was the era of disco.
Oh.
You were never there, were you? But who could forget this great disco song, Ruckus in the Caucus?
We'll return you to your classic TV presentation of Nanny and the Wrestler in just a minute. But first, have we got a deal for you?
You know, firemen, music, CDs, burning. They don't seem related, but they are.
Except CDs and burning, because you're not going to want to burn our CD set all about the fire.
No, although they may burst into flames because they're really hot. Well, that's all the illusions we're going to make to fire right now, because we have more songs about firemen than you can shake a stick at.
18.
Which was found out that is the maximum number you can shake a stick at. You know, I have a small confession to make. No, not that one. This is the other one about some of my musical tastes. You know, when I grew up, I was a big fan of the Osmonds.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
You seem shocked.
I am shocked. I didn't know you'd grown up.
Man, when we get home. All right, look. Anyway, I love the Osmonds, and their firefighting hit was one of the best of all time, in my humble opinion. Carry Your Head on My Shoulder. And you know what? It's strange, but Jimmy never walked the same after that song.
Hey, you know, Colin, there's no boogie like a country boogie.
I really can't come up with a fact that would argue that point.
I thought you'd go off and, you know. Country boogie is a music style that is taking the country by storm.
Go out to the many country boogie clubs around your area.
Yes. You can't change a channel in your car without hitting a country boogie song. And the one you're most likely to hear when you do is that country boogie hit.
Keep saying country boogie because I really like it. It's really funny. Country boogie.
That country boogie hit. Oops, we hit the dog.
We'll be right back to our documentary on castration, The Sopranos, in just a second. But first... Why, Ryan, I hope you're not catching a cold.
I think I might have a bit of a chest cold. Maybe I should go see the doctor, but I don't really trust them.
Well, maybe you should see a nurse.
Who
works hard, long hours and are underpaid.
Funny you should mention that, Colin, because we have a 2-CD set with songs all about the nurse, or nurses, because there are more than one.
I love our banter. You know, many people, as they see me walk by, go, that guy is the king of funk. I think that's what they say. And that is true.
I've heard it.
Oh, I think I've heard you say it once.
I've said it more than once.
R&B. I love R&B. And one of my favorite bands from the 80s, of course, was Earth, Wind, and Fire. There's probably another element. No, it doesn't matter. But their great nurse-related song, of course, is It's Not That Kind of Thermometer.
That song is 3 seconds shorter than Stairway to Heaven.
Yes.
Remember, if you act today, you will not have to do this tomorrow. You know, Colin, music of the nurses just isn't popular here in America.
Do tell, Ryan.
It's popular all over the world, as is evident in this mariachi hit that was on the top of the charts for 15 weeks, Turn and Cough. Hi, we'll return you to your special movie presentation of Return of the Jedi Clampett in just a moment. But first, we have a special gift just for you.
You know, I can't look at a fish being cut open with its guts spilling out without thinking of music.
Who can?
Exactly. That's why we've come up with a special compilation of 150,000 CDs with over 15 million hours of fish cutting music.
It's too much music.
Or is it?
Hey, Colin, how much would you pay for a 2-CD set like this?
Why, I would pay upwards of $15.
Do you have a CD player?
No.
Well, then it's a waste of money, isn't it? You know, it's not only America where this CD set is being sold. We've sold more copies worldwide. And boy, they love it down in Jamaica where they listen to their #1 reggae hit, Someone Call the Carps. Don't stop me. I'm going to get up and dance.
Oh, no. Brings back memories for me, too. That was the first song I was beaten up to.
Oh. Boy, you know, Colin, you figure if people would phone by 12 o'clock tonight, there'd be some sort of bonus song.
Yeah, you'd figure. But there isn't. We have 50 CDs. Why would you need a bonus song?
There's no room.
No! Every song a hit, every hit goes onto your batting average. But you know, nothing brings back memories of fish cutting to me more than that old rock and roll classic, Your Place or Mine. Hey, Rye.
Guess what we're selling today?
I would have no idea.
Songs of that wonderful land of Norway. Hey, you know how that Norway got its name?
No, tell me.
When they first discovered it, someone said, hey, why don't we live in a country that's frozen all the time and only gets 3 months out of the year sunshine? And someone said, no way. And they named it Norway. Fun fact. You know, if I could hear you people at home, I bet there's reluctant applause.
You know, there's an artist that you would see on the CD label that you would think, I don't understand. Why would this person sing about Norway? Well, once you hear it, you will see that this is a marriage of artist and material, the likes of which has never been seen. Of course, I'm talking about Johnny Cash.
What?
Johnny Cash and his great song, A Boy Named Hagar. You know, one of the best sounds in music to me are the mellifluous, not really, the nice tones.
Don't use your Canadian words with us.
I won't. The beautiful, rich tones of the Temptations. Oh. Could those guys sing or could they sing?
Guys?
Yeah, they were guys. And you know, this is a very interesting cut because as you listen, the tempo actually speeds up as they get closer and closer to the end of the song.
Really?
It was one of those novelty songs that they did in the early 60s.
But we're not charging you extra for that.
No, that's great. That is certainly right. So listen to this special sort of Temptations outtake as they sing Norway's Lovely Rotherby in Greece.
Hey, Saul. Call. Is it Saul? Sorry. I called you by your Jewish name. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Shalom. Lahaim. Go on.
What sounds a crow make?
Caw.
How about a hair lip crow? Ska! That's right, ska. And that's our favorite move. Long way to go. And I think that's probably one of my favorite music styles of all time. Boy, I can really get into the ska.
Can you? You're a ska hag.
And I think one of my, not only my, but I think everybody's favorite ska hit has to be Small, Small Hole, Big, Big Fish. Hey, Colin, does this look like an ordinary tie?
Why, yes, it does, Ryan.
Well, it is, but you know what?
What?
If I was a secret agent, it might be a pen or a bomb or anything.
Anything at all, because those spies are tricky.
And everyone loves secret agents. That's why we've assembled 84 songs on 84 CDs about the secret agent.
But they're in code. Are there really 84? We're not telling.
You know, this CD's not going to come to your house. It's going to be hidden somewhere outside. You have to find it.
Still some of our favorite movies and our favorite songs.
Oh, and so many styles to choose from.
Yes, that's the general concept. And what one of my favorites is early 50s. Oh, I love the beginning of rock and roll, didn't you?
I wasn't here like you, but I've heard about it.
I'm, of course, talking about some of my best prenatal memories. And one of my favorite rock and roll artists, of course, was Chuck Berry. And his award-winning Bond song, 007 Heaven. Freeze! Oh, no! You know, as our regular viewers know, I spent most of the 80s and 90s as a roadie.
How can you be a regular viewer on a commercial, Colin?
We have been going out for 25 years to 15 different countries.
I guess you could consider that a program.
I guess. Anyway, back to my story. Oh, screw it. You know what? One of my favorite rock bands is Aerosmith. And one of their best Bond-related songs is I Just Do It for the Women. You know, when I was a roadie, as I was telling you earlier, I got to date a lot of incredible rock stars.
Oh.
No, I did. Like Sheena Easton and Boy George, but that was a misunderstanding. Well. But one, and we still, this person and I, we still communicate almost daily, Tina Turner. I love her with all my heart, and I actually wrote this song, No, I Expect You to Die.
Now don't you understand, Bond? I don't want you to live. My name is Dr. No, and it's a privilege. You found my laser and you found my hidden base. But now I'm gonna tell you something, Bond, right out to your face. Expect you to die. I expect you to die. I expect you to die. That is what I'll do. Yeah. I'm gonna take you, hold you by a rope over a pit, and then I'll put 3 alligators in it, and then I'll take the lasers and I'll put them in the wall and they'll be aimed for you, and then I watch you fall. I'll take you, Bond. I expect you to die. Oh, look at the little British man cry. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No, no, no. I expect you to die. Hey, die.
All right, hey, sit down now. We'll come back when I find out who the winner is. And after this, we'll be right back.